Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a review on the Lash Food BrowFood Aqua Brow Powder and Pencil Duo. And it comes in this little container. It's a pretty interesting little product because it has like two products in one little container. This is the finished look using this product. If you'd like to see how I did this look, then please keep watching. And I got this from Influenster. And if you're not familiar with Influenster, Influencer is a website where you review products. And the more products you review, the more points you get. And if you qualify for a box, then they'll send it out to you. And then it's basically free products that they send to you for reviewing purposes. So this was one of the products that I received in my box. I did receive it for free, but I do actually really like it after using it. I just wanted to say I'm not going to say I like it just because I got it for free. I'm not like getting paid to do this, and it's not sponsored or anything. It was just sent to me to try it out, and I wanted to show you how I've been using it because I think it's a different tool that I've never really tried for brows. So for this product, it comes with two products in one. So I have the shade Brunette, and on one side you twist it open and it has a brush applicator and it has a powder inside here, but it's not like a normal powder because when you apply it, it kind of turns into a cream, like a powder to cream formula. So almost like a pomade, but not like a gel pomade. There's no like gel or waxiness to it. It's just basically like a powder that kind of turns into a cream. So it kind of sticks to your brows a little bit better than a powder would, if that makes sense. So that's one side of the product. And then on the top of the product, you open it, you just pull it off and you twist it up and it is a pencil. And it's not a super skinny pencil, it's a wider tip pencil. And I just want to show you how much product you get in the little applicator. So even though it's a short little wand, you actually get a good amount of product. And the pencil part of the product basically works like other brow pencils that are like the twist up kind. So it's very similar to the Anastasia pencil. In my opinion, it's similar to the NYX pencil. It's similar to the LA Girl pencil. They recommend first outlining and defining your brows with the pencil and then filling it in with the powder. But I tried doing that, and since I have very thin brows that don't really have a shape that I like, I do have to use quite a bit of pencil for it to get the shape that I want. So I basically have pencil on my entire brow by the time I'm done with it. And that's just because I have very thin, sparse brows. So then when I put the powder on top of it, it doesn't apply very well. In my experience, the powder applies better to dry skin. So either if you have a clean, fresh face that doesn't have any makeup or moisturizer on, or if you already do your foundation and you make sure you set your foundation with a powder before going into the brow product, then that works fine. So that's just what I found from like trial and error. But this is what I do now is I use the powder product first and I kind of just like draw in where I'm going to plan my brow. So I'll zoom you in a little bit so you can see. Okay, so there's my brows. As you can see, they're very thin and sparse, but they are like dark hairs. Like the actual hairs are very dark. So I start out with the brow powder and it has this little brush tip applicator or like wand, I don't know what you call it. But I basically just start adding it wherever I would usually fill in my brows. And I already set my foundation with a powder, so my skin's not oily or greasy or dewy. It doesn't have any tackiness to it, so that's why the powder is applying very nicely. So I basically just fill in my entire brow with this. And then I add a little bit more to the front because that's where I want to have more brow-like hairs, but I don't have any hairs there. And I do the arch right here. I do a very like soft arch, like a very natural arch. It's not like anything too crazy. Okay, so that's how I do the brow so far with just the powder product. That basically gives a good starting shape to my brow, but it doesn't look quite as defined and natural as I want it to. So then I go in with the pencil side of the brow. And I just twist it up a little bit. You don't want to twist it up too much because you don't want the pencil to break. And then I just start outlining basically to define the shape. I'm not going to use this on my entire brow. Basically just like on the arch, areas that I don't have much hair. And I go to the front and kind of just start drawing that straight line. And then define the tail, just so everything looks nice and even. And then I'll go to the front of the brow and then just, even though it's a fat pencil, I just do like brow like strokes up and down just to help fill in this area because it's definitely lighter than the rest of my brow. before I use the pencil, since I don't have any hairs here. So that's basically how I do one brow, and then I'll use a spoolie and just brush through it just to make everything look nice and blended so there's not too much product in any area. It makes it look a little bit more natural if you do this. You can see the difference between this brow where it actually has a like brow shape and this brow where it looks like nothing there really. You can go ahead and leave it here, but I prefer to set my brow with a powder on top of it. You can use any powder you have that's a brow powder, even like a brown eyeshadow works fine, but I use the City Color Bold Brow, and this is in the shade medium, and I just like to do this because I find that personally when I use a brow powder on top of no matter what product I'm using, it's not only with this product, it's whether I use a pencil or a pomade, basically any brow product I use, I always have to set my brows with a powder on top of it because it just makes my brows look more natural and not look as drawn on. So I just mix the two colors that are in here. I just mix these two shades with a angled eyebrow brush. I focus on the areas like my arch, my tail, and the front, the areas where I don't have as much hair, where I kind of have to make the illusion that I have hair there. I don't really focus it on the areas that I already have a lot of hair. So like for example on this brow, you can see where my natural hair is. I wouldn't focus it on those areas because that's just going to make the hairs look darker. I want my actual hairs and what I draw in as my hairs to look blended and look even. And then once I kind of get the shape and fill everything in, I just go in with the light color on its own and just lightly brush it through where I have the thicker areas of my brow hairs, just to kind of lighten that area. And then I'll just brush through again and brush the hairs up. And then after that, I usually go in with any kind of like face powder. So I'm gonna just use this white highlighting type powder, but you can use like any face powder or any eyeshadow that's similar to your skin color. And then I just use it underneath my brow just to clean up a little bit. You could use concealer if you want, and I do that sometimes if I make like a lot of mistakes. But if I do a good job and don't like make too many mistakes, I like doing this because it just kind of softens everything and makes it look a little bit more clean without being like super harsh. And then for the front of my brow, to avoid that squared off shape, I kind of just lightly use some of that powder and like blend it on the edges, on the corners, so that it doesn't look like it's like a squared off brow as much. And that's how I do one brow. So I'm going to move on and do the other one, and then I'll show you how it looks when I'm done. So as you can see, brows definitely make a big difference in your face. Without my brows, I feel like it makes my forehead look bigger. It just doesn't define like my eyes the right way. My eyes look different. It just totally changes my face. When I got this from Influencer, I was really curious to try it, and at first I didn't like it because I didn't like using the pencil first and then the powder on top of it. But once I got the hang of using it the other way with the powder first and then the pencil on top, it works a lot better for me. And I saw that they sell this brand at Ulta, not in the store though. I believe they only have it online. I'm not sure where else you can get it. This is one of my favorite products that I got in my Influencer Fox box. So I just wanted to do a quick review on it and kind of share with you how I do my brows now. I don't think I ever did a brow routine video, but I just wanted to share how I do my brows. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!